You do not have to hate waking up every single day. I used to hit snooze on my alarm clock every single day, and I hated it because I hated my alarm clock. It's as simple as that. We were not meant to use our phones as alarm clocks or even to have actual alarm clocks. We're meant to rise naturally with our circadian rhythm. By the time I actually crawled out of bed after hitting snooze, I was miserable and already hating the day before I even woke up. Now, if this sounds familiar, you should keep watching. For years, going back to even my high school days and the traumatic experiences of having to get up at 5:15 every day, get on the bus by 6:15 in the morning, I have just never been a fan of the modern day alarm clock. And I've loathed alarm clocks until I discovered the Hatch alarm clock. And I purchased this alarm clock when I first started working full time, because I recognized very early on that if I was going to have to wake up every day, 5 days a week for the next 75 years, that I needed something that was going to make it a little bit easier. And using a phone for an alarm is ridiculously unnatural and not probably the best course of action. The iPhone alarm sounds are not exactly the most relaxing to wake up to either. In fact, some days when my alarm does go off on my iPhone after my Hatch alarm goes off, I oftentimes do not have kind words for Siri in order to shut her up. But with the Hatch alarm, things are much easier and honestly a lot more enjoyable having to get up for my 9 to 5 every 5 days of the work week. You can set however long you want with the Hatch alarm for your sunrise. For me, it's about 30 minutes, so it starts at 6:15 and it finishes at 6:45 when my alarm actually goes off. A lot of times I'm up before then, but it's the natural way to wake up, basically. Let's talk about why traditional alarm clocks are evil. When a sudden noise yanks you out of your sleep, your body immediately goes into fight or flight mode. Not exactly the best way to wake up. Your cortisol and adrenaline spike, pushing you into sleep inertia, which causes you to be grouchy and groggy for the foreseeable future. But sunrise alarms actually flip the script. The light gradually signals your brain to suppress the sleep hormone and gently nudge your cortisol so you surface naturally. It's how our ancestors woke up. And it helps guide your circadian rhythm into your natural alignment. Studies have even shown that this actually cuts down on sleep inertia and boosts your cognitive functioning after waking up. So obviously, the elephant in the room is that this alarm clock is stupidly expensive. And yes, you might be thinking, well, why would I want to spend $150 on an alarm clock? Well, don't buy it full price. Buy it on sale, which by the time this video goes up, Prime Day is fast approaching. So that's how I bought my first alarm, and that's how I would recommend anybody else buy this alarm. But also, Hatch is also always running deals, and it's worth every penny. But the cool part about the Hatch alarm is that it uses an app. Now, some people on the Reddit threads are not really a fan of this, and I can understand why. However, you can change the alarm sound, change everything to your liking, and there is a subscription fee that's about $4.99 a month for additional sounds and features, but you can use the alarm without the subscription fee. So it's not something that you have to use. The Hatch alarm also has a wind down feature, which allows you to have red light going from it. And honestly, I don't really use that feature. Some people might, but that's just not really something I have utilized with it, but it is, included in the device itself. After using the Hatch alarm series for 4 years now, I oftentimes will wake up before the alarm. And also I wake up in a much better mood because of the alarm. And for me, the Hatch Restore is worth every penny, and I would buy it time and time again. Now, one thing that I will say is that I had an issue with my Hatch alarm where it wouldn't connect and it wouldn't let me change anything. Well, I reached out to customer support and they sent me a certified refurbished new one to replace the one that I had, and then the one that I had started working correctly after it knew it was going to be replaced. Funny how that works. And so now I have 2 of them, and I just recently set up one in my living room to have a clock in my actual living room. And this is what it looks like. But honestly, you cannot go wrong with the Hatch alarm. And yes, these are meant for babies, but honestly, works for adults too. So if this video convinced you to potentially investigate purchasing the alarm, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content from my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.